Hey Saints fans, Paxton Geisel back with episode 4 of Halo Talk, and today we're going to find out the pretty boys, who checks themselves out most in the mirror. Alright, Jubes.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Good.
How's practice?
It was tough, but
Yeah?
got through it
You got better?
every day.
Alright, that's good to hear, Who spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
Max Burkholder.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. That's an easy one.
Yeah. Hey Nicole. We're back. New week, new question. Who do you think spends the most time looking at themselves in the mirror?
Oh, it's got to be Max Burkholder.
Well, this is going to be an interesting episode. Okay, who do you think spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
Ooh. I'm going to have to go with Berkey on this one.
Okay. Other than Berkey.
Ooh. Montez.
100%. All right, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Berkey or Montez?
All right. Who spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror? Okay, you're cut. No, you're cut. No.
Please. I have an answer.
All right, who checks themselves out most in the mirror?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's either Trevor or Corny, I think. I think that could be a thing. It's not Reader. Reader might be the last guy to check himself out. But, I mean, let's be honest here, folks.
That's just... Starzy! You got a question? Yeah, new one. Out of the group of the boys,
What's up?
who spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
I'm not sure if this is completely true, but I'm going to go Birchie.
Ooh. Who spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
Oliver Moberg, 100%.
This is pretty...
He thinks he looks like Drago from Rocky 4, actually, and he always makes sure he looks good.
I didn't know this. This is new news to me. This is a nice jacket. I like this jacket.
What's up?
Who do you think spends the most time looking at themselves in the mirror?
Feels like, I gotta say Max, but it feels like Sean's a sleeper though. Feels like he watches himself, yeah. You don't think so, but he does, for sure, yeah.
Who do you think spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
It has to be one of the softer guys on the team, so I'm going to have to go with Sandy.
All right, well,
Does too much with his hair.
Theo said you do.
Theo!
I don't know. He's over there. Who do you think on the team spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
Sandy, for sure.
All right, Sandy, you're on the hot seat. Come here. Who's your pick?
Max Burkholder. He goes in the bathroom like 5 times a day and just flexes in front of it. Calls triceps speed bumps.
Okay. Actually, yeah, I can ask you, Frankie.
What are we doing?
All right. You haven't really known the guys yet for that long, but who do you think spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
Stewie for sure. Stewie for sure.
That's a good answer. Let's do this.
Ask Stu.
All right, Stu. I know your answer. Who spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
Cole Helm.
Ooh, never mind. I don't know your answer. Who checks themselves out the most in the mirror?
Probably Montez.
Montez?
I see him a lot in the mirror after he shower and stuff. No clothes and stuff, and he's just standing there and flexing. And he likes when everybody looks at him too.
All right. Thanks. It's very descriptive.
Roommates.
Yeah, roommates. Who do you think? You know, they wake up in the morning and the first thing they do is check themselves out in the mirror.
I would have to say Max Montez or Max Burkholder.
The Max is a pretty common answer. All right. Thank you, Blake. Who do you think is going to spend the most time like over in that corner looking at the mirror? No, dude. I'm in the middle of something.
Oh, that's my bad.
It's okay.
Like looking at themselves?
Yeah, checking themselves out.
I cut Starzy, kind of giving it up. You know, he's
Just flexing the muscles, yeah.
So I gotta say that guy.
Hey, Birch.
What's going on?
Well, you don't check yourself out in the mirror, obviously. You're wearing PJs, and it's quite the fit. Who does spend the most time looking at themselves in the mirror, though?
I gotta go Fisher Scott. That guy's always looking at himself.
Yeah. Bad style, though, but... Who checks themselves out the most in the mirror on the team?
Who checks himself out?
Like, they spend a lot of time in front of that mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Berkey.
Berkey, all right.
Max Burkholder.
Okay. Other than Berkey, who?
Other than Berkey? Oliver Moberg.
This question?
Who spends the most time checking themselves out in the mirror?
Probably Berkey. He likes checking out his biceps in the mirror. I'll come around the corner over there and he'll be like... He does have the biggest biceps in the league.
Yeah,
You can
true.
tell myself.
True story. True story. I'm sure I'll see it. Well, I'm gonna say
Straight out fit here.
I'm gonna say that my is Jacob Jeanette because I just caught him looking at yourself in the mirror.
I mean, I'm just taking care of my skin,
what?
man. You can't really take care of your bodies, fans. It's important.
So your other answer is Fisher Scott.
Yeah, Fisher Scott.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to pick Max Burkholder. He does check himself out in the mirror a lot. I've seen it firsthand. Thanks, Saints fans, for tuning in to this week's episode, and ask some questions that we can ask the boys, and we'll get back to you next week.